Here's a $600 bicycle. That is, if you add in all its accessories. And what do you do with a $600 bicycle? Well, you don't just cruise around the neighborhood on it. You race it in something called a bicycle motocross. Today we're going to follow the bicycle motocross races of Scott Lane. Scott's 9 years old, but they'll have races here for kids of all ages. Scott's here with his father, Bill Lane, and his sister, Jennifer. Now, a $600 bicycle might seem just a bit beyond most people's budget. Scott's racing is sponsored, however, by some companies who make racing gear, and that's how the Lanes can afford the equipment they use. You see, Bill Lane is a single parent, and he's 100% disabled. Bill's heart is failing. He suffered 6 heart attacks and has literally died twice before being brought back to life. Since he can't work, Bill's major interest is bicycle motocross. It's as if, after his brush with death, Bill knows what's important to him, the time he spends with his children.
There's a new sun rising. I can see a new horizon that will keep me realizing you're the biggest part of me.
Most parents are like myself. They don't really have a sport to participate in themselves, so they make this their hobby and the kids' sport. And I don't know, it's so much better than, I don't know, I'm not putting down Little League ball at all, but you don't have what you call the Little League syndrome in BMX racing.
All right, now what is the Little League syndrome?
That's where the parents are more involved with the child doing good and winning for the parent rather than the child. And the coach and etc., you know, they get so involved in it, and just a little bit too pushy for the kid. They just, you know, and the pressure is just a little bit too much for them. Whereas on this, the kid goes out and he's on his own.
Jennifer was practicing for the girls' race, the powder puff division, but a minor spill made her change her mind.
What, just tit on your hand?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah? You don't want to try to race?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Did you see a seat?
Yeah, well, that's all right. We'll get us a new seat, okay?
Okay.
Don't worry about the seat. Is that what you're worried about? Huh? Don't worry about the seat.
The seat was taped up, and Scott was back on the track. For every age group, there are 3 sections: beginner, novice, and expert. Scott's a 9-year-old expert. Today, his major competition comes from 2 boys from out of town. One is Searl Patton of Knoxville.
I'm sure I will get first, because usually when I go out of town, I do get first.
Kevin Helton of Atlanta races for the Swin team.
Who do you think your competition's going to be? You know?
Nobody.
Nobody. What do you mean, nobody?
I'll beat him by a mile.
So the competition is confident, but Scott's not worried. He's raced Kevin before.
Yeah, I know I can beat him, because I've raced him lots of times, and I've beat him most every time.
And now it's time for the races to begin. Scott will race 3 times today, 3 motos as they call them. Scott's in the blue suit next to Kevin in the red. And they're off in the first race. Scott got off to a shaky start, but soon he caught up to the others.
Go, Scott! Go, Scott!
And by the time he came through the S-curve, he was all alone. He made it look easy. Then came the other races. And once again, Scott pulled away from the others. But then, entering the wide sweeper curve, it happened. Scott tried to recover, but couldn't do it. He finished last. Now the all-important third race. Scott has a first and a fourth. And to win today, he must finish first in this last race. And Kevin must come in either third or fourth. Scott gets ready. Kevin tries to relax.
Okay, here we are. This is moto number 13, the 9-year-old experts. Searl Patton, Scott Lane, Kevin Helton, and Chip Grant. And they're off. The gate's down. It's a good start. In the center of the track with the Tennessee number 3 plate, it's Searl Patton with Chip Grant on the outside trying to make a move. It's Patton with the lead momentarily. He's got it. 2 riders fighting for second place. It's Chip Grant. And there's another lead change, Scott Lane, I believe. Let's see, coming around the S-turn. Turning for home. Number 52 out front is Scott Lane. The race is for second place.
Scott won easily, but Kevin finished second.
How were you able to take the lead like that?
Cut in on him when he went high. Took it down low. Went in on him.
Kevin, how'd you do? How'd you let him pass you?
He just came up on the outside.
But when the totals were in, Kevin took first place overall. Scott settled for second. The Lanes will just spend more time together working their way to number 1.